Greetings everybody! Before we start getting into the meat and potatoes of this video, I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that dropped a comment on our previous video with regards to blitzchung and the issues going on with the Boycott Blizzard and their general just poor handling of everything that's been going on. I was kind of, without a shadow of doubt, I was expecting the usual, oh, you don't believe in free speech, oh, you're a communist, you know, that kind of the very worst that you can get. And instead what I got was the very best that you can get from YouTube. Exactly what you want. If you are anybody that creates any form of content, be a silly Minecraft video, and I say that as somebody that's produced silly Minecraft videos, or somebody that does very thought-provoking, political, analysing pieces, which is far beyond my understanding, what you want is people to come and engage in an insightful, meaningful way. And people did that. Absolutely fantastic comments. And it opened up a few very interesting points of view with regards to this blitzchung Blizzard scenario, and that was that there's three very distinct ways to look at it. And the first is you've got the Hearthstone rules for the competition and how Blizzard handled the banning of blitzchung and the withholding of his funds, and then their subsequent how they dealt with the PR side of it, coming out and saying, well, it's got nothing to do with China. He's just a very naughty boy. Yeah, of course, we all believe that. Number two is that this is more about our gaming world slipping into what we've seen a lot with comics and we've seen a lot with things like movies, which is a blatant ideology coming in. Censorship, a forced world view onto people that don't really want it in a medium that's meant to be for their entertainment. Seen a lot with the drama surrounding Captain Marvel, the drama surrounding certainly Batwoman, the drama surrounding The Last Jedi, which is where politics is coming in and skewing what should be escapism entertainment. And obviously this is slightly different. This is a form of censorship coming in. But we see that it's a political view that's being overprinted onto our entertainment. The third is the far bigger issue. It is the global world issue of not gaming. It's nothing to do with whether you can say something in gaming or not, or whether you should be allowed to have your opinion. It is the more global issue of human rights, suffering, things like that. Things that are so far out of our small world of gaming. Not to say that we can't try and have an effect on that, but it's not something that is inherently part of our day-to-day little gaming world. When we talk about gaming, we'll say, oh, the storylines are poor at the moment, or there's no innovation, there's nothing new. We don't tend to talk about world suffrage, which is what's currently being brought up. Now, I will say that one out of that, the rule sets of Hearthstone and how Blizzard have enforced them should be the simplest. It should be the one that we go easy, bish bosh bang, wipe our hands, that's now sorted, on to number two. But it's in fact where all of this started. It is the very nucleus of the issue that Blizzard have had. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the rule set that Blizzard came up with, which is, if you say something that can offend anyone, then Blizzard have the right to enforce their actions. Whatever it is Blizzard want to do to you, Blizzard can do it. There's nothing you can say about it if you say something that can offend anyone. Now, just take a second and think. You say anything that offends anyone. That is a very, very broad thing to say. Because, sadly, we still live in a world that has people who are racist. So if you say, oh, I'm really pleased that black people can vote, you're going to upset somebody. Which is ridiculous, and according to Blizzard's rule set, that is bannable. If you say, I'm glad there's gay marriage now, nope, you're going to offend somebody. You can be banned for that. So they've set themselves a very rocky place to start out from. But then, if you turn around and say, like Blitzcon did, which is freedom for Hong Kong, that's not a bad thing to say, but, well, you're still banned. So the issue is for Blizzard, if this comes up again, an issue where somebody says something that is universally approved, but not against their paymasters. So, for instance, if they come out, if somebody said, We're for gay rights. Blizzard have to ban that person now, or this is going to come back up again. And this has been an issue that we've talked about a lot, which is where you make really spurious rules that you think are going to protect you and are going to help you. I.e., it's going to protect Blizzard, it's going to help Blizzard. They can kind of just arbitrarily ban who they want, when they want, when it suits them. But it actually makes a very murky quagmire for them to wade through. Simple bullet points outlining that you're not allowed to say things that are not to do with the game. We want to keep the focus on the game. Or, just a simple caveat that whatever a person says is not to do with Blizzard. Blizzard do not stand by or against any opinion somebody says. Simple. And I think if you look at the Blizzard statement, they kind of are saying that. Say, look, we've rescinded the holding of the players' winnings. We've kind of, we've reduced the ban a bit. And, let's kind of move forward. I think Blizzard would have just let this go. If this had been in the States, Blizzard would have just kind of let this go. And, oh, come on, don't be naughty. There's like a couple of month ban, naughty boy. But if it's the NetEase statement that is the one you want to look at, because it is literally what happened to the player, literally to the T. It is, we will fire, terminate anybody on the panel that was there. We will terminate the player immediately. We will uphold our national dignity. And you're sat there thinking, so I'm to believe Blizzard who are like, probably don't do this. It's a bit naughty. We want to keep the focus on the game. And then you read a statement like that from NetEase, and it's kind of like, I can see the tail is most definitely wagging the dog. The Blizzard did not have that much of a say in this, which is sad. It shows how much power NetEase/China has in this situation and how little Blizzard has. It's a sad state of affairs. Now, we've already said how we think Blizzard are going to handle this. They are going to say nothing. We said this in our previous video. They're going to do nothing, say nothing until Blizzcon. And funnily enough, lo and behold, what do? They cancel one of their Nintendo Switch Overwatch events. They're like, oh, well, not turning up now. They will shut the doors, batten down the hatches. They will do nothing until BlizzCon. BlizzCon comes out. They are literally right now coming up with new games, new ideas. I guarantee you, we saw Riot Games come out with new fighting games, new FPSs. I guarantee Blizzard to come out with a beat-em-up. Some sort of beat-em-up using the WoW, Blizzard-y Overwatch characters. They're going to come up with a new animated series. Riot Games did that. They're going to, of course, Diablo 4. Even if they haven't even started developing it, there's going to be a spurious trailer come out for Diablo 4. There's going to be really spurious trailers about games that they haven't even started production on, that they're literally just making up right now. Oh, why don't we do this one? And I guarantee you they're going to come up with a trailer for TBC. Even though they're still flowing, they're still rocking and rolling on Classic WoW. Let's drop some TBC in there. That'll really get people going. That'll get their juices going. And then, when after BlizzCon has been done, after all these games have been dropped, what's going to happen is they're going to come out with, anytime somebody says, well, what are Blizzard's take now they've had time to reflect on the Hong Kong blitzchung issue that's come up, and they'll be like, yeah, well, what we want to do is we're really excited about what the information that's come out of BlizzCon, and we want to go forward, we want to look at that, and we want to move forward with just really positive, just getting back to what we love doing, which is making great games. So thanks very much for asking. Yeah, we're just excited about the games we've got coming out. We really are. And that's how they're going to approach this. Now, 2 is the bigger issue, which is the fact that the games industry itself is weak at the moment. We have a lot of main big bulk IPs that are doing poorly. A lot of our big companies are doing poorly. And as soon as that happens, it means you are rife for people coming in, buying your share values. As we've seen by a lot of them, Activision were on the rise up. They now obviously dropped down thanks to Blizzard a bit, but they're still going strong because of Call of Duty obviously fighting back and doing well. EA have been on a slump for a while. Bethesda took a hit. All this makes you ripe for investment. Now, if you have Chinese investment, it means that you are potentially at risk from being told what you can say, what you can't say. I mean, also you've got the issue that you can't obviously go against the Chinese government. All of these big Fortune 500 style companies in China all have representation from the government on them. So people are talking about boycott Blizzard. Boycott Blizzard. Boycott, boycott, boycott. If you are going to boycott Blizzard, what that means is that the West is giving Blizzard less money. This is a company that we all understand works on profit. So what they're going to do is they're not going to turn around and say, yep, you're right, we completely disown China and we disown the East. We're not going to have any of that. We want your money back, West. We want your money back. They're not going to do that. They're going to double down on China where they know they can make money. And you're going to completely lose any control. If you want to have any control over Blizzard, you want to do anything. Last year, I think it's 2017 or 2018, Overwatch had 40 million players. At its peak, World of Warcraft had just over 12 million players. We're not even counting Diablo, StarCraft, in there. If you can get even a portion of that player base to seriously look at investing money, doesn't have to be a vast amount. They could, the next AAA game they're going to buy, don't buy it. Put the money in a pot. You've got several million players all putting money into that pot. And then you take that as a group and you buy shares in Blizzard. You have now got gamers, fans, with an interest in Blizzard. And now Blizzard have to listen to you because you're a shareholder. If it was a serious idea that you wanted to change the direction of a company, that's the way you do it. That's the only way you can do it. Boycotting Blizzard, sadly, isn't going to make a difference because their guys have already done a risk-reward analysis. They already know that if they shut up, they take this pain now, people will forget and they'll look in other directions. And then they can still get the Chinese money. People will still go, ooh, Diablo 4's out now. Ooh, TBC's out now. Ooh, the next thing's out now. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to look at that. The people that got all the Twitter points for, you know, linking that they just deleted Battle.net, rah, will just silently reinstall Battle.net, continue playing, but they've had their hero moment on Twitter. Now, number 3 is the far bigger issue, and it's the reason I'm not going to cover any more of this, because we're transcending gaming now, and I want to stay into the world of gaming. I'm not saying that I believe that this issue is now done, is now over with, or that the issue of Hong Kong, China, and anybody that's being oppressed or their freedoms aren't being able to exercise their freedoms needs to be looked at. But it's not something that I can cover. It's not something that I have enough knowledge about. There are people out there that have far more knowledge than I do. There are people out there that are currently living it that you need to listen to. Now, I've gone on long enough, so I'll close with this. If you are somebody that truly believes deep down that a change needs to be made, if you want to protect the freedoms of gaming, that we need to seriously look at what influence Chinese or any other foreign investment may potentially, you know, how it may affect gaming, then look at it from a broader picture. Don't just follow a hashtag, follow a trend. Don't just try and get likes on Twitter by, as I said before, deleting Battle.net and showing it up there, just going, whoa! A lot of people, and I was looking at on Twitter the other day, when Riot Games came out with their big long list, there was people that very passionately said, we need to boycott Blizzard, we need to do more, we need to stand up against this. And yet they're the people going, oh my god, I can't wait for getting all of this amazing games from Riot. This is going to be awesome. Oh my god, I can't wait for the FPS. So on and so forth. And I'm sat thinking, Blizzard are 5% owned by a Chinese company. Riot is 100% owned by a Chinese company. And then you had other people going, oh, I've deleted my Battle.net. I'm off to go and watch the Fortnite Black Hole, which is now apparently disappeared and Chapter 2 is now out. And I'm thinking that company's 40% owned by Chinese investment. If you seriously want to stand up for something, then stand up for it. Be knowledgeable, research it, look into it. But don't turn around in a couple of years' time when there's heavy censorship in gaming, when you can't even have skulls in World of Warcraft. The Forsaken have to be changed because it offends certain markets, and wonder where it went wrong. Now, I'm not for or against it. As I've said before, my position is I want good stories. I want a good world. I want good immersion. That was my issue with World of Warcraft. That's why I've stopped my subscription. Not because of the Boycott Blizzard, hashtag. But that has been done. That's enough from me. Thank you, everybody that left comments before. And, have an amazing day, everybody. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. We're going to do some gaming tomorrow. I know. Shocking for a gaming channel. Have a good one, everyone.